Yes.
And you've gone into Islam.
Yeah.
How's your life changed since then?
Majorly. No, to be honest, like I said, I was practicing in when I was doing music, so I wasn't, you know, actually the producers used, well, the promoters used to say, they used to love me because I didn't drink alcohol, I didn't take drugs, I didn't have to get none of that for me, you know, just pay me my money for my performance and stuff. But yeah, obviously I'm more focused in a sense of like, doing the things more what the prophets did as best as possible. Doesn't mean you can't have, like, you know, you see me designer clothes, you see me, you can wear those things, you know. This is not a thing, as long as it covers you in a decent way. But yeah, life's more focused on on studying the faith now through, you know, studying the Arabic language.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Quran. Even though I'm half Arab, but I never managed to grab the Arabic language because my mum and dad were divorced. And because the Quran is revealed in Arabic language, and you know, understanding the Quran, attending the masjid more often, which is the correct way for saying. Not mosque, there's no word mosque, it's called masjid.
Masjid, yeah.
Yeah, masjid.
Yeah.
We have to get that correct because mosque, I don't know where that comes from. And you know, just living that life now, staying away from places that are not permissible, haram places, and you know, and doing more good, really doing more good, you know, being more, trying to be upholding, you know, the way of the prophets, which is not easy. Like, you know, I'm not saying I don't lose my temper, I don't, you know, but we're only humans.
You're human being, yeah.
So don't just, you see this and say, oh, I saw him the other day shouting, you know, we're humans. You know, I'm sure everybody goes, you know, the change of the life is, you know, this word, they use the word jihad. It's a big word. But jihad comes from the word jahada, the root word of jihad. Arabic has a root word, jahada, which means to struggle. It's not holy war. They just see that, you know, inside the papers, they just put holy war. No. Arabic is much deeper. It means to struggle, and we all struggle in different ways. You get up every morning, you have to struggle to go to work. You know, the brother struggling to maintain whatever he has to do. Definitely. We struggle in many different ways, and you know, the one thing in Islam is jihad an-nafs. It means struggle in yourself. You know, to change yourself. That's the first thing you got to strive to do, is changing yourself, in being a better person, in being more humble, being more patient, which is a journey. It's a journey, you know, and it's a great journey, you know. So my life has changed in the sense of like, I'm not flying out as much as before, because you know, when there is, I used to fly every weekend, and you know, but I'm doing these type of works now, giving more talks, some nasheed that you just got me to do, some Quran.
Do you know what? Do you know what I was gonna say? Yeah, when you was doing your not original nutter, but
I was a nutter.
Yeah, I was a nutter.
Yeah, nasheed.
Like, yeah, it's like I could hear poetry in you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're gonna do that, but you
like
definitely sound. You definitely sound like you got that.
I do a bit. I do a little bit, but I mean, I'm not too focused because I'm trying to now memorize the Quran. You know, the Quran is a memorization.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm trying to really memorize the whole Quran, which is a big reward. And it's a good deed, you know, and it's a beautiful thing to do, because what got me, you know, as well, you know, I know that Allah gave me some type of voice. Yeah. So I became, we call it the mu'adhin. And the mu'adhin is the one that does the call. Yeah. Which you've heard a little bit.
In the morning.
In the morning. No, 5 times a day actually, that call is.
Okay.
And it's meant to be outside, but obviously we do it inside. Yeah. Until we get the permission, maybe one day, God willing, from the government, that you can hear outside. And a lot of people like that. They're not even, you know, they don't mind to hear it. It's a nice thing. But the Quran is a memorization where you memorize and you use your voice. And obviously Allah gave me a voice, so I was happy, you know, that this book is done in a recitation. And it kind of made me move away even from the spoken word thing and all the poet, that kind of side of things, and focus more on that. But I do a little bit of
alright, now let me ask you a question within a question.
Yeah.
Where you said that the Quran, memorizing it,
yeah.
If you was to sing it without music, would that be haram?
Well, this is it. The first,
you know I don't mean to cut you. You know Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Most of his tunes was speeches of Haile Selassie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm just asking, if you was to sing it obviously without music, like in the prayer way.
Well, first the Quran is done without music. There's no music. And you do kind of it's not singing, but it's like recitation. But for the people, some people might say, well, that's like singing. So, you know, everybody's got their thing. I can't say it's singing because we know we don't. Singing is different. If we say that with the Quran as a Muslim, I'll probably get attacked by members.
Okay,
but I understand what you're saying. It's you know, it's using the voice, and there's rules in how to recite it. There's bits you stretch, there's bits you hold, there's bits. It's an art. You know, it's beautiful. You know, and once you learn the rules and you know how to do it correctly, which I'm just an amateur, but I'm learning. You know, there's a beauty in it. It's a very beautiful thing. It's beautiful. So it's not haram. It's only haram if you put it with music. Because when you recite the Quran, it's a prayer. You know, it's not just something just recited. You pray with that. You know, when you see the way the Muslims they pray, they bow, they go to they are actually reciting the Quran. But sometimes they do it loudly.
But when he says Allahu Akbar.
But that's a start.
That's like the same thing what I'm talking about.
It sounds. Allah means the create. God is great. You know, so you start with Allah Akbar to acknowledge that. Then you recite the first. There's one part of the Quran that you always have to recite when you're doing the prayer. You can't leave that out. But then you pick from other parts as you like. Depends what you memorize. The more you memorize, the more your choice you have. But if you just the compulsory thing in prayer is the Fatiha. It means the opening. If you want me to recite that, I can do that a bit. Okay. So the Fatiha is just very simple. It's like A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. So this is Al-Fatiha, where you recite that in every prayer, and that's one whole verse. Anything else after that is your choice. You don't have to. You can just leave it like that, and then you can go to the movements of going to the floor, and it's accepted. But that is compulsory, Al-Fatiha, and it's at the beginning of the Quran. And then anything else from the Quran, depending on what you've memorized.
Definitely. All right, my brother. I just want to say, like, last thing I want to say to you now is, can you just tell the people about how you feel right now as being in Islam, practicing, getting stronger in your faith, and how you feel as a person, for the viewers and listeners to know what's going on with you right now?
Well, alhamdulillah, I'm happy. I praise Allah and I thank Him that He's guided me to this path, this amazing way of the Prophet, of trying to follow the Prophet, the Sunnah we call it. And Islam is a whole way of life. It's a deen. It's not just something on a Saturday or Sunday or Monday, Tuesday. It's every day. And in that way, some people say, "Mate, it's difficult." It's not difficult. Once you bring it into your life, you realise how undifficult it is. In the sense that, some people say, "How do you pray 5 times a day?" There's always a way of doing it. And if you make intention in anything, and we believe that the Creator will open the door for you and make it easy for you. I'm happy that I'm following this way. And for me, it's the best way and the only way for me, the best way for human beings to live their life, for me, is this way. And I've looked into many different ways of lives. Like I said, I became an entertainer. I've looked in different religions, and I found flaws in those ways. But each of their own. There's no compulsion in religion, in whatever you want to follow. Your choice. For me, Islam was the best way and the most truthful way. And I give thanks to that, and there's a brotherhood in Islam as well. That there's many brothers. It's a beautiful way of life, a full way of life. There's nothing in Islam that's left out, from marriage, from the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you eat. You can all have this way of the Prophet. And the more you accept the Prophet's way and you forget your own desires, kind of like your own thoughts, and say it's not that you can't use your own mind in issues, but the Prophet's way is a better way. And the more humble you are, the more connected to that way, the more closer you're going to be to the Creator. The more closer you're going to be to Creator, because Allah said, if you love me, follow my Prophet.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm happy to be on this earth and follow that way and try to serve my Creator and serve humanity that way.
Definitely.
You know, because if you're just to the Creator and you follow the Prophet, you'll be just to the people.
Yes.
I see somebody that's knocking down the door.
Right, brother. Respect, yeah?
No
respect
problem,
and love,
thank
man.
you. Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
Even that word's locked down now. Everyone knows Assalamu alaikum.
Bare love for today, brother. Yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me, man. And thank you to the viewers. You know, big respect and thanks very much for listening to my little story. And we're spreading love, you know.
Uncle John's.